is birdwing ceramics. I've had a passion since I was that high with ceramics and wildlife, and I've been doing it all those years as a hobby. But I've developed many items that I now want to use that creativity to build into a business. So in my work, I had to bring some visuals.
Then I have to put my glasses on.
That is just an example of the type of clay. It's very tactile, very golden. My products are mainly for garden, for the home, and quite sculptural. They're taken from ideas from nature, from travel, from birds. And the products, as I say, are for garden lovers and for people who love wildlife in their home and in their garden.
Okay.
So that's the market business. Now, I'm setting up the business. My question to you, though, is that I want to be recognised as an artist and a sculptor. How do I actually change marketing a pottery business into something where it's recognised for the art? How do I get that recognition? How do I get the desire that you talked about earlier for people to want the creativity that I can produce for these items? That's something they're going to love for their
Okay,
home.
so I want to make sure I understand.
Okay.
You're in the process of setting up the business,
I
is that
am.
correct? So you're
Yes.
not a business yet?
I'm not a business yet.
Fine, so you can't, it's still a blank canvas. We can paint anything we like on
I
it.
can paint anything.
What's your name?
My name's Kate Moore.
Kate Moore.
Yeah.
Okay. And what did you call the business?
Okay.
You notice how I always start with the name of the thing.
I know. I've had this discussion before.
Oh, and what discussion is it we're going to have?
Okay. The name of the business, whether it should be my name, whether it should be ceramics or pottery. Ceramics commands a higher price than pottery. Another name was my maiden name, which would be Katie Pepperpots, which has got...
It isn't.
Yes, which I
It's
thought...
a good name.
Shall I go back to that, or shall I use...
Okay, so a few things. To
Yeah,
the degree
okay.
that you want to be identified with the artistry of it all, and this
Yeah.
artistry you're about, it's very foolish not to use your name.
Okay.
Whether it's your married or single name, and I don't want to delve into the current state of your marriage. I think that's probably not
That's
the
a long
place.
time ago, but yeah, okay.
Are you, if you could, well, you should use your name,
Okay.
full stop. Whether you use the really enchanting name Katie Pepperpots, which is a fantastic name for lots of really straightforward reasons. It's unusual, a little ironic, it's got the word
Yeah.
pot in it. Yeah, I mean, if you can use that and not piss off somebody else whose name might be Moore or something, you know, that's your issue. I'll leave you to it. There is no doubt it should be Katie Pepperpots Ceramics.
Okay, very much it.
Do you know why?
Yes, okay.
Why should it be Katie Pepperpots Ceramics?
Because you've got the word ceramics.
You're
in
damn
it.
right you do. And why do you want ceramics and not pottery?
Because that gives you the word.
You got it. See how simple it was?
Okay.
Right. So now that we know what the proper name is,
Okay.
and you save yourself so much effort if you self-brand.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah.
Especially given the fact that you're wrapping a business around a passion.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of it, by the way. I think you're doing a great and wonderful thing. Because
Okay.
you're going to do this with the level of intensity that most people don't bring to similar businesses. What I would recommend is you focus very narrowly initially.
Yeah.
Because you've got a name that can mean anything. I mean, and there's a lot of things under the heading of ceramics.
Mhm.
I would start with a very narrow activity. So for example, I would start, especially given the prevalence of what you build, I'd start with stuff for the garden only. Just literally really narrowly say, okay, I'm going to stick in terms of the garden. And I'd even go narrower than that and start with stuff that's, say, big or small or of a type. In other words,
Which is the bird wings, which is something I
not
like
just
to
necessarily
create.
one design.
Okay.
You can be broader than that, but
Yeah.
people, for example, will buy a sculpture for the garden. That's a big thing. People will also buy little pots with lights in them or lamps. You follow what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
different types of outdoor architecture and sculpture and material that you could build that could be encompassed within a garden. I would encourage you, in truth, what you really want, I mean, if you're going to be very sophisticated while looking very simple, you want two things. You want your main thing, the big bird wings or something that people come to and say, wow, I want one of those.
Yeah.
You offer a huge amount of what appears to be design, consultation, input, so that people know that you individually are thinking about their piece. And you also want something they can just buy.
Yeah.
You want the thing that you can just turn out. I don't care if it's a little pot this big you put a candle in that sits along the edge of a walkway so that you've got this romantic little walkway lights.
Exciting.
Thank you. I always thought they were very pretty myself. Well, but your stuff lends itself to it as well. You can do it in various designs. You can cookie cutter them out. You can offer them at inexpensive prices. You now have something that sells. Because you need to lubricate the business. You need to create stuff that sells and sells. Because now you have customers that you talk to. You can send them emails and tell them what you're doing. You can ask them what they think. You now have a relationship with a universe of people, however small. You have something you can sell through other people. You have something you can distribute, something you put in a box. The Katie Pepperpots name gets out there. My God, I love that name. In fact, I would suggest you start with pots, little pots with cameras in them, and people can see outside because it's you. I mean, you could do a million things, right? You need to pick something you can be expressive in within a very narrow domain because there's a million different little pots with lights in them you can create. In other words, you could start putting some of the exemplar on it. You could have one that's all marching line of frogs. So of the things that you like to do are all evidenced in small. And also, at the same time, you offer your big stuff. And you know what? You're not going to get any commissions at all for a while.
Yeah.
We both know it, but it's okay. Because every single person who buys a little pot from you is remembering the big sculpture.
Mm-hmm. But it's that name that I eventually would like to go to, so it's not just a pottery business, but it's...
Don't worry about what you're going to go to.
Okay.
Don't worry about... You're not foreclosing the future at all.
Okay.
You're creating the future by creating the present. Because if you don't get through the present, how do you get to the future?
True. Everyone's
worried about, well, won't this limit me, or how can I be that then? Well, you can be that then because you're going to have all these people buying pots from you all over the country, and all this money flooding in, and they're all going to be talking about Katie Pepperpots pots. And that's actually pretty fucking cool. Excuse me.
Okay. Would you like to buy some? Would you like to order some?
In the right spirit, if my wife saw them, since she's probably redoing our garden again right now, and your pots have little candles in them, and they're cute, and of course you're going to sell them by the 1, the 5s, and the 10s, aren't you? Well, of course you are, because you got to get them all the way down the thing. You never know, we might be customers.